back. It's the UKNO podcast. Your boy Jay Kraft.
It's Mike Watts. Okay.
And we here for another week of information brought to you by those that are full of misinformation, but with the best intentions possible.
Exactly. I feel like that's it. You know what I mean? I don't want to spread misinformation intentionally, necessarily. Sometimes conspiracies can maybe constitute as misinformation, but I don't even think we spread too many conspiracies. I think it's proven fact. Anything we say, anything that comes out of our mouths, scientific fact.
Is it still considered misinformation if there is an intent to distribute the misinformation?
Well,
like if you're just providing what you think is information, but it's actually misinformation and you're stating alternative facts, is it still misinformation?
I mean, have that conversation with the people on Facebook, man. I don't think that's for us. If you want to really talk to people about that, then those are going to be the experts on misinformation, as it were. Someone buzzed my door. I'm not opening that. Someone is buzzing my door currently. Fuck them. All right.
Buzzing.
What's up? Let's just hop into it.
Yeah, we got it cracking, right? I've got a little bit of a rant to start off.
I need it. Okay.
Because it's been a stressful week, and I need to unload. And a large portion of my stress is coming from the housing market currently, because it fucking sucks. I'm gonna need a sip for this one.
I feel like I didn't know that. I'm definitely not in the market for a house myself, but like, what's going on with it?
Well, it's just like, it's even rentals, dude. So I am in the process of, your boy's moving to St. Louis, hopefully in July.
Let's go.
You know, if God is good, I'll be living in St. Louis in July, which is a step up from Columbia, but you know, it's still St. Louis, still Missouri.
Facts. I actually know a couple people moving to St. Louis recently. Soon.
Yeah. Much cheaper than Chicago. Still a city. But both options of renting and buying a house are on the table right now. Mm-hmm. And it is just an absolute nightmare if you're trying to buy a house right now, you're fucked. Especially if you're like our age. You know, you always hear people in like their 40s and 50s saying, well, back when I was your age, I was moving into my first house and I had invested in myself and put down a down payment. And what I want to say to those people is, home prices are up, 60%? Something crazy like that?
Something like that.
So say I'm looking online and I find this nice house that I like that, just came out of the market. Looks really good. Looks like it would work. Has enough bedrooms. Has a fenced-in yard for the dogs. Close proximity to downtown. Within the budget. Doesn't need to be completely flipped.
Yeah.
That house is getting 30 to 60 offers on the first day.
Oh, yeah.
And those offers are like anywhere from 10 to maybe 50 grand over the asking price.
Definitely that, yeah.
And all of this fucking real estate money is coming in with straight cash offers.
Yep.
And it's all like, have you looked into the Blackstone shit at all and how they're getting involved in the housing market and real estate?
No.
Or like the whole Zillow bullshit?
I've heard of the Zillow bullshit. I know Zillow's now pulled out of doing the housing stuff. They said they were losing money on it, but I did hear about that and where it was kind of raising housing prices and they're able to throw ungodly amounts of money just to make sure that they secure it and stuff like that. Like, ugh.
Oh, come on, man.
Yeah. So the Zillow thing is one thing. They're artificially fucking with the market, which is bullshit. But you've got Blackstone, which is the huge venture capital firm worth trillions of dollars. And they are heavily involved in other like groups and investment firms like that are heavily involved in the real estate market right now. Mm-hmm. And they're buying homes to then be the landlords. So all these investment firms are coming in and snatching up all these like first-time home buyer homes and then charging an assload of rent.
Oh, yeah.
Like I'm looking at paying anywhere between like $1,200 and $2,000 a month for rent for a house. But if I was buying a house of that size, my mortgage payment would probably be somewhere around like $1,200 a month.
Yep.
So I'm paying more to rent and I can't buy a house.
Yep.
But then you start looking into the rentals because, I can't buy a fucking house because I don't have $250,000 to just throw down a cash offer like that.
Fact.
So we're looking at rentals, right? Looking on Zillow, apartments.com, Realtor.com, all these fucking apps. And half of the apps, or the homes listed on these apps, are rent-to-own homes, which sounds like a nice idea, right?
Yeah, is that not good?
Well, in principle, it's a good idea. But then you look up these companies and you try to see like some Google reviews and shit.
Yeah.
And they've all got 1-star ratings with like 193 1-star reviews, like maybe 5 stars, a couple 4s, a couple 3s, a couple 2s. Like overwhelmingly, it's just not a good time to rent from these people.
Yo, what is like the problem with the renters? Are they just bad at upkeeping? Are they shady?
Maintenance is super delayed. Like there was a review I read where it was like, yeah, I haven't had AC in my house for 3 weeks and they still won't come out and fix it. Or I moved in and the fridge wasn't working, and it still is a problem. It's taken 4 maintenance requests for them to come out and finally replace this fridge and get a working fridge in there. Shit like that. Other stuff like financial stuff. They're saying, yeah, they reached out to me saying they were going to send me to collections because I was $6,000 behind on my rent. And I sent them all of my rent payments that have been deducted from my account into their account. Mm-hmm. And they said I'm still behind, and they sent me like a rent ledger, which looks like it was prepared by a 5-year-old on an Excel sheet.
Oh my God! Wow. Okay. And this
the other thing,
indicative of across the country as well, not just in St. Louis.
Apparently, yeah.
Jeez.
And so I'm reading more into these rent-to-own things, and it seems like just like a scam.
Yeah. Facts.
Because they're trying to help like lower income people and minorities and all this like fancy buzzword shit. And I found an article before we were doing the pod because I knew I was going to talk about this, and I'm looking at the history of this, and there's some stats in here. One of the stats that I thought was kind of crazy was back in the 1950s when this first concept like kind of popped up, right?
Mm-hmm. Rent on.
Over the course of 2 decades, starting in the 1950s, the system of contract buying, now known as rent-to-own, cost black families in Chicago between $3 billion and $4 billion over the course of 20 years. And that's just Chicago.
Cost as in over the price of owning a house outright, buying it with a mortgage or a loan or something like that? Or cost as in just that's how much they pay?
Just cost these people that much money. And it doesn't go into details, right? But so the concept is they want to help people that can't afford to put down a down payment buy a house.
Facts.
So you put down, instead of a security deposit, you put down a deposit that goes to your wallet or your account with this company. Think of it like a savings account. And a portion of your rent, depending on the value of your home and the amount that you have in your account with this company, a portion of your rent goes to that. So then after 3 years, 4 years, you essentially save up a down payment with this company to pay for the house.
Oh, yeah, that does sound like a scam already. Yeah, okay.
Well, it sounds like a cool concept, but then you get into the weeds of, okay, well, this company isn't going to approve you for a mortgage. You still have to get approved for a mortgage. So you could go through this 3 to 5 years, then not get approved for a mortgage, or the company loses their contract with the actual owner of the home and they can't secure the house for you. So sure, you have some of this money saved up, but then the actual owner pulls out with the company that's been your landlord. You can't buy the house anymore, and all that money that you spent in rent that you could have been, paying less rent and saving up more money for an actual down payment is just gone. On top of that, the housing market is, your house could appreciate in value.
Yeah. So you need more of a down payment anyway.
So you would need, so say you're signing up for this thing in a house that's worth $225,000 right now.
Facts.
In 5 years, when your rental contract is up and you want to buy this house, it could be worth $275,000. So your down payment just went up by what, 15%?
Something like that.
And now you may not have enough to make the actual down payment or get approved for a mortgage, and you're hung out to dry and you're just fucked.
I hate it here.
That's fucking crazy. I mean, as soon as you say rent to own,
it's wild.
I can't imagine anything besides a scam, because the housing market in general is a fucking scam. I used to work for a mortgage company. That's just how it is. They are scamming people. Every time there's, people changing money, changing hands, there's going to be someone siphoning off the top. And once we're getting to talking about renters and things like that, and removing even the human element, so it's not a person renting to you, it is a company. And then that company doesn't even own the place. It's just like a intermediary for you to kind of have a weird savings account. No, scam.
Yeah, man.
Scam. Don't do it. But at the same time, it does sound really nice. It's the way they phrase it sounds really nice. I can't lie.
Yeah, and like the shitty part of it is I have enough money where I could put down a down payment on a house and like get a mortgage.
Hell yeah.
And pay less in a mortgage cost than I would in rent for like a house or like a shitty small apartment. And I could have my own shit and be building that asset, right?
Hell
put
yeah.
money into
Flex
it,
on me. Let's
make
go.
the lawn look nice, put a new fence in, maybe redo the bathroom, like all that shit. I can't do because you got all these big money motherfuckers coming in and throwing down a cash offer that's $20K over asking price. And I mean, if I'm selling a house, I'm going to take the cash offer.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to take the money on the table over asking price and forego the process of, well, is this guy going to get approved for the mortgage? Are they going to be able to come through with the down payment?
Yep.
Or am I going to waste 30 to 60 days going through the closing process to have this blow up and then start all over again?
Yep. Yeah. Well, I definitely see the incentives for the people who are selling houses, for the people who, had houses for a long time. You get back from World War II, get a big government subsidy to get a house and stuff like that. Life seems pretty fucking easy. But right now, you got to rent either to own or just rent for the rest of your life. So, hey, good luck to you out in St. Louis, man. I hope you're able to actually get a house.
Yeah, man. Life was a lot easier when homes were like 95 grand or the cost of a car nowadays. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah. Okay, let's see here.
What are we dropping to next? Let's see.
I got a lot of shit that's just coming through my computer right now, and I can't even deal with it one thing at a time. Here we go. Next thing we're talking about is more shit that pisses me off, at least. RICO, it's Gunna and Young Thug.
Mm-hmm.
This one hurt.
Play the Meek Mill.
This one hurt. Yeah, oh, man. Might just get hit with the RICO. Or was that Meek Mill or was that the game?
No, it was...
What was the game in Drake's song?
Off of Meek Mill's out. Oh, the game in Drake had 100.
Okay.
Produced by 40.
Exactly, yes. So Gunna and Young Thug have now been arrested in Atlanta on RICO charges. Racketeering and organized, whatever RICO stands for. Them and 28 other YSL members on a 56 count indictment. It's pretty heavy. It's not looking good for either of them, but apparently Young Thug is in much deeper water as it comes to it. I don't know, man. I mean, I also have no clue what goes on with the YSL group and stuff like that. You hear it in songs. You see these people walk around and stuff like that, tote guns, brag about it. But then when the feds come knocking at your door, it's a different vibe. You see Gunna got arrested in a V-neck t-shirt.
Yeah.
It's rough out here.
It's hard, man. It's because I found out about this today. I think they were arrested, yesterday? Like late at night?
Definitely yesterday.
So we're recording this on Tuesday the 10th. They were arrested
Monday,
on the 9th. And I mean, it's going to be tough, man. I was just reading into RICO cases a little bit, and I'm currently in the process of finishing Sopranos. So a large portion of my understanding and knowledge of RICO is coming from The Sopranos and Sons of Anarchy.
Facts. Yep.
So take that as you will.
Exactly where it's from, yeah.
But it sounds like Thug and Gunna, and I don't know what all these indictments are and what everybody's accused of, but in reading into RICO, the big thing that sets RICO apart and makes it easier for them to wrangle up 28 fucking people all at once and charge them all under the RICO statute is that under the RICO statute, they don't have to be convicted of a crime to be convicted of RICO charges.
Damn.
You can be convicted because of your association with illegal acts, and prosecutors must prove that at least 2 offenses, such as murder, theft, or bribery, have occurred and that they were carried out by 2 or more people seeking to control or protect an institution, property, or interest. So Thug is being hit with the RICO charge, the one charge that's like kind of out there. and has been talked about a little bit, is apparently his involvement in a drive-by in 2015 where he is accused of renting a car that was used in the drive-by shooting.
Damn.
I hate it here.
I didn't know that part. I definitely know that it was murder charges that were, a big part of the RICO case that they're getting all the group on here. And I mean, so good news, I guess, a little bit. G Herbo came through the same process. It was a couple years ago, but basically he had just had a bank account that was being used for nefarious activity and ended up getting out of the charges because basically, like, his lawyer's like, you don't know shit about that, So, with a good lawyer, get G Herbo's lawyer. If you're hearing this, Young Thug, I don't know why you'd be hearing this from jail, but get a good lawyer, get G Herbo's lawyer. They might be able to get you off. And I'm hoping we can still have an album over the summer. If not, these RICO charges, like RICO cases, and since this is RICO has to be federal, right? I believe. Mm-hmm. So the federal conviction rate is pretty fucking high.
Actually, no, it doesn't have to be federal. Because it's a district attorney brought him in on it. And where is it in this article that has actual facts? The state of Georgia. So I guess there's like the federal RICO, but each state also has their own.
Yeah, you can still have the organized
their own
crime
versions of RICO. Yeah. So Georgia's version of RICO was passed in 81, 10 years after the federal statute was passed.
Okay.
So.
Well, I don't know if G Herbo's one was a local to Illinois RICO case or if it was a federal one, but I know the federal government has a very high conviction rate. I imagine Georgia's is much lower, so I think Young Thug actually has a decent chance here. What they've been saying is, like, who's going to be the one singing as soon as they get to the interrogation room, because that's how you know who actually is going to get sent to jail. It's the person who doesn't sing goes to jail. You hate it.
Yeah, and it's... I was looking at, where is it? So there were a couple. We're looking at the Atlanta Journal, I think. That's the article I'm looking at right now. And there's a couple of interesting little tidbits that they have in here. Kind of, I don't know that I would say funny, given the situation Thug's in. But the district attorney was asked about her decision to use the rapper's often violent lyrics against him and his alleged associates. And the DA called the First Amendment one of our precious rights, but argued free speech doesn't protect someone from having their own words become evidence in a criminal proceeding. And then Young Thug's attorney came out and said his client's songs were simply a form of self-expression.
Exactly.
And, quote, it's offensive to take a musical artist's poetry and then twist it out of context into crimes, end quote. So that was kind of, I mean, I agree with that as well. I think it's just boilerplate lawyer speak. So I thought that was kind of funny. And then where is it?
Especially as it comes to lyrics, man. Like, if I'm Young Thug, I'm just be like, I didn't write that shit, bro. You know the music industry these days. Everyone writes everybody else's songs. Someone else wrote that. And they'd be like, who? And I'd be like, I don't know. It got sent to me by my manager. I'm an artist, man. I fly around the world. I do this for a fucking living.
Yeah, and there was another noting in here that there was somebody, I guess the DA hinted at the possibility of a RICO indictment last month when they picked up somebody that was brought in under these charges for shooting a police officer, I think, and then they granted him bond. So it's starting to look like maybe the guy that got picked up for, shooting at an officer may have flipped.
Stupid guy to have in the gang anyway. Why the fuck are you shooting a police officer's guy? Easiest way to get on their fucking hit list. Yeah.
The other interesting kind of tidbit here, which will lead us into our next topic, is the DA who issued all of these charges and indictments is also eyeing the possibility of using a RICO case as she evaluates whether former President Donald Trump and his allies committed crimes in the aftermath of Georgia's 2020 elections. So, they may get Thug and Gunna and everybody else in YSL, but, I mean, they might get Trump and his allies, too, with a RICO case, which would be absolutely hysterical. Just to see that blow up in the news and have to see that play out, that'd be wild.
Especially if we're going into that right after the Young Thug case, too. It seems like this DA is Doing a lot of virtue
lot of power
signaling. Yeah, a lot of power tripping. Our DA's elected, I believe.
I think so.
So maybe she's up for re-election coming up here soon. I don't know, man. This all seems a little bit sketchy, but I bet if they brought down 28 people, they had something on them. So
yeah, you got to have something to do.
Kind of thing
like
where
a
you got to wait for a little more
warrant like that.
Yeah, a little more information to come out. But we got some mug shots. They didn't look so great at the moment. I'm praying for Young Thug and Gunna. Free my boys. If we can end crime without arresting Young Thug and Gunna and still get our hits of the summer, that's the route I want to go. You know what I mean? I think crime is bad, but having no Young Thug album over the summer might be worse.
I agree.
You know?
I think friend of the program Sam Crane said it best on Twitter today.
Okay.
Thug and Gunna have the means to fight this. They're gonna be just fine. Everybody else on the rap sheet, you might be doing some time.
Facts. I don't really give a fuck about anybody else on the rap sheet. Let's go.
From two homies entering jail to one non-homie potentially exiting jail. Twitter jail, that is.
Yeah, there you go.
Elon Musk, always in the headlines. He just craves attention.
Oh yeah, talk about narcissistic personality, man. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So this also broke today, along with the Gunna and the Young Thug news. But Elon was, I think he was doing an interview or something. But he said that once the sale of Twitter and everything is finalized and he's in control of the company, one of the first things that he will do is reinstate Donald Trump on Twitter. And give him his account back, which Donald Trump then came out and issued a statement saying that that's fine, but I will not be joining Twitter. I'm more focused on my own social media app, Truth.
Yeah.
Which is just hot garbage.
I hate it here.
Have you heard anybody that actually has Truth or has hopped on it?
I don't think I know people who are conservative enough, not even conservative, who are Trumpian enough to even want to be on Truth. You know what I mean? As much as I have conservative friends, they are not Trumpy enough to be like, oh, I'm leaving Twitter for Truth. This is where I'm going to get the real information. Yeah. Okay. No.
See, I'm almost curious enough to like join just to see what's going on and just like have a good laugh. But at the same time, I can't give him the satisfaction.
Yeah. He's probably got less than 100,000 monthly users, man. I can't imagine. Or daily users. I don't know how that works. But at the end of the day, I do think that the lifetime ban on Trump on Twitter, it was excessive. So if Elon were to reinstate his account, I definitely wouldn't think it would be, I wouldn't feel bad about it. I'm interested in how far he's going to let Trump go if Trump were to get back on the account. You know what I mean? Is a second insurrection possible without getting banned? Is that free speech, Elon? Is, inciting violence against people? Is that free speech, Elon? Like, I don't know. Maybe we need this district attorney from Georgia coming through and doing a little bit of Twitter rule gating instead of arresting our favorite rappers. You know what I mean? But I don't know.
Yeah, I think I understand why he was kicked off Twitter. I think the decision to just give him a lifetime ban, I think it was a little short-sighted.
Yeah.
And it gave more power to the people that are supporting him.
Yep.
Because it gave him the platform, not necessarily on the platform, but it gave him the ability to be like, look at what they're doing, look at how they're restricting our ability to talk freely and express our ideas. Come join me on my own private social media space where we can talk about overthrowing the government together without Jack Dorsey looking over our shoulders. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the problem with virtue signaling, man, is it does, it isolates people and puts you in a bubble and gives credence to everybody's, bad opinions on the other side that you isolated. I don't know. Twitter's Twitter, man. I think we should take it a little bit less seriously, but also you got to watch out for people like Trump who incite, riots and stuff. So
how quick do you think he reverses course and gets back on Twitter?
So fast.
How quick do you think he starts getting that itch? He starts scratching at his neck a little bit, starts rolling around in bed, and hops back on Twitter.
Oh, extremely fast. What are you kidding me? I think as soon as his account is able to be reinstated, it will be. Whether he tweets from it right away or not, I don't know. But I give it a month maximum after the account is reinstated and actually exists again before he's just back to the old Trump ways of tweet. You know what I mean? He's taking one good shit and man, I wish I could tweet right now. Terrible. But hey, I mean, I'm all for Donald Trump being back on Twitter. I'm not gonna lie.
From a purely entertainment standpoint, I'm with you, because I mean, you can say, you know, whatever you want about how unpresidential it was, how divisive he was on Twitter. You can say all the negative shit you want, but you can't deny the fact that it was entertaining as hell to watch that man just tweet off whatever he wanted. Like, the fact that internet, like, companies and like these like fake like news outlets and like wannabe news outlets, like the startup shits on Twitter and stuff, how they were able to look at his tweets and look at what was playing on Fox News and correlate the fact that he was just sitting and watching Fox News and tweeting, and that's where he was getting his facts from. It's unreal. It's so fucking hilarious.
I think the fact that he doesn't even use truth.com is probably the biggest, you know, signifier that he'll be right back on Twitter, because he barely uses it. I couldn't tell you how many tweets, how many posts he's made on truth.com, but I know it's nowhere near what he was doing on Twitter. What do
they call posts on Truth?
Truths.
Is it a truth bomb?
A truth bomb? I'm dropping truth bombs all day here. I'm watching Fox News dropping truth bombs. Let's go. Nah, yeah, it's just it's a post probably, but it's stupid. Truth.com is stupid. In the same way that damn, I can't remember what that one that got like taken down by Amazon was and stuff. When people started getting banned from Twitter. Do you remember what the one? It was like one message board site.
You're not talking about 4chan, are you?
Not 4chan. It was post 4chan after a lot of people got kicked off Twitter. The Parler. They went to Parler. You remember that one?
No.
Yeah. See, that was the thing before Wish. It was just another site, Parler. But, I mean, they build these platforms on, you know, the Amazon web platform. So Amazon sees that they're doing insurrectionist, neo-Nazi, racist, whatever it be, things on there, and they shut the site down. Like, I don't know who runs truth.com's servers, but I know that it's not equipped to even handle a lot of people coming through it. So he'll be back on Twitter. I have no doubt. Absolutely no doubt.
Yeah. I think it might be a hot take, but I would rather have all like the crazy racist people on Twitter out in the open than hiding behind closed doors.
100% agree with that.
They're much more dangerous plotting and hiding behind closed doors than you are out here setting off racist tweets and dropping the N-word and doing all that stuff. Like, do it out in the open. Let me know who you really are, and I'll just avoid you.
Yeah, let's do that too. Like, let's talk about all the stuff we were talking about when Elon was first buying Twitter and talking about it. Like, are we going to have verification of who these people actually are? Or is it still going to be the Trump bots that just take over your feed as soon as Trump is back? Like, if Elon wants to do this, you got to make the full step to go the whole way. You can't just be like, oh, I'm undoing this because I didn't like this decision. You actually have to make it better. But he doesn't have to do anything because it's his company now. You know what I mean? This is Elon's world. We're just living in it.
Yeah, he's got all his money tied up in SpaceX and tunnels under LA and Tesla and shit. This is just like this is like a little passion project.
Yeah.
This is like
free speech is his passion project. Yeah.
Yeah, this is like when like your mom, takes up quilting after the kids leave the house and go off to college because she just needs something and it speaks to her. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
I don't think my mom has taken up quilting, but I don't know what she's doing now that we're out of the house. But it's the same concept. You know what I mean?
Well, you want to know what the GOAT, arguably, of the NFL, Tom Brady, is going to be doing after he officially retires? What does it be for the third time now?
Yeah, what's his hobby? What's his passion project?
He is going to be, speaking of Fox also, he's going to be doing a 10-year, $375 million deal to be a pundit on Fox Sports. If we can't call him the fucking GOAT of not only career trajectories, getting drafted late, getting 7 Super Bowls, and now, before he even retires, signing the deal of a lifetime. I don't know if this is the biggest pundit deal that has ever been signed, but you're getting $37.5 million a year from Fox Sports. Tom Brady is the fucking GOAT, and honestly, LeBron could never.
So, to put it in perspective, because the only person with like a relatively close deal is going to be Tony Romo. I wonder what Drew Brees got, because he's on with ESPN now. But Tony Romo in 2020 got a 10-year contract for roughly 175 mil, so 17.5 a year for his gig with
CBS.
His gig with CBS. And then Drew Brees got a deal.
It's like it's saying $6 million on Drew Brees a year.
No. It was
2-year, $50 million. No.
Yeah, so he signed. Yeah, 2-year, $50 million. To return. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, to return to New Orleans Saints. I'm saying NBC is $6 million a year for Drew Brees. So he's the least paid out of the three we're talking about so far.
Let's see, because I think I'm seeing it. Signing bonus at 20 million. Oh, okay. So that was 15 years ago. Fuck, Drew Brees' deal isn't out there. Okay, never mind. We'll just talk about Tony Romo and Tom Brady. Fuck it. So Tony Romo got
over
17.5, over doubling. He take Tony Romo's deal and then add 200 mil. And you know what? I don't even think this is a hot take to say it, but I'm going to say it. He's underpaid.
I think the thing is, I'm interested to see how he actually translates into a pundit, because as much as you can have Tom Brady sports knowledge and stuff like that, you can't guarantee that he's going to be a Tony Romo and actually know how to talk about the shit. You know what I mean? Like, dude's kissing his kids like with tongue on the mouth and shit. I don't know if I want that on my Fox News, or Fox Sports.
That's where I'm going to tell you to like pump the brakes a little bit.
Okay.
Because I think it's going to come down to what role is he in, right? Is he doing color on the game?
No way.
Or like what Tony Romo is doing for CBS, or is he going to be joining the team with Joe Buck, or not Joe Buck, with Strahan and with all those old fucks, Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah, like an NBA on TNT kind of vibe, but it's like football.
Yeah. Is he joining their like Sunday show, or is he doing color commentary for the live broadcast?
So I think if he joins the Sunday show and is not doing color commentary, then they're definitely overpaying him, because he's just now part of a team instead of actually being. Because Tony Romo making $17 million a year and actually providing really good color commentary, I think that's a match made in heaven. You know what I mean? I have not seen any proof that Tom Brady actually has, his wits about him enough to do that kind of stuff. But if we're talking about him just, chopping it up with other old retired football has-beens, like, he doesn't deserve $37 million a year to do that. I don't think anybody does, but maybe, I don't know.
See, I think he, just based on the news that broke that he's going to be an analyst, I think he's going to be chopping it up on Sunday mornings, with the crew in the studio.
But and also, do you think it's only going to be Sundays? Is like he doesn't have to do
they're going to have to do like the Thursday night shit for Fox on Amazon.
If you're working one day a week.
If you're paying him fucking $37.5 a year and he's just working on Sundays, then it's overpaying him. But let's be honest, he's gonna do more than just chop it up on Sundays. He's gonna do interviews. He's gonna do, draft analysis. He's gonna do off-season breakdowns. He's gonna do a lot more than that. And I think, relative to what other companies probably would have been able to offer him, and relative to what they're going to get out of him, I think they're underpaying him, to be honest, because putting Tom Brady on a program like that, you're going to knock every other Sunday show out of the water. People are going to tune in to watch Tom Brady.
Yeah, I agree.
And
especially
I also
on Fox Sports, especially on Fox Sports.
Yeah, like Fox already has by far in a way the best Sunday show. They just do. The CBS show is trash. ESPN's show, trash. It's Sundays on Fox. But
Thanks.
If he does the color commentary, I think he would be very good at it, because the one thing that has taken Tom Brady to another level is his mental IQ, his football IQ. Like, he didn't have this stuff coming out of college. That's why he was drafted in the 7th round,
something like that.
Yeah. So his mental IQ is top tier. That's why he's been in the league for so long. And if he did color, I have a feeling he would excel. But I have a feeling he would excel too much, because what people complain about Tony Romo, and what has started to grow on me, is that he analyzes a little too much. He tells you what's going to happen before it's going to happen.
He's
and
too
I just
good.
want to I just want to be like, Tony, pump the brakes. I don't need to know that a screen pass is coming because you saw the wide receiver running in motion. Just let me watch the screen pass in real time, okay? You're ruining it.
This
This is like you're handing me a birthday present, and after I take all the wrapping paper off and I'm about to open the box and see what's actually on the inside, you go, you're going to love this brand new pair of Jordans.
Yeah.
Or you're going to love this video game. It's like I was right there. I was just about to be so excited and so surprised and like overwhelmed with joy, and you just ruined it. Now I'm just looking at this copy of NHL 22 like, cool, thanks, man. That's really cool.
Yeah, you do have to make it so that the game actually plays out and people still get to be surprised by stuff. Yeah, I haven't heard the too good Tony Romo shit yet, but I could see Brady being like that as well. I really could. Yeah.
Plus, how is Tom Brady how is he gonna compete with the Tony Romo-isms? I don't know, Jim. Tony Romo is just like, he's goofy. Tom Brady, I don't see as goofy. So I hope he stays an analyst.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
All right, shit. Well, from one sport, there you go, to another sport. Let's go.
Off season to playoffs.
Bow, bow.
Ja Morant, more breaking news, out for the foreseeable future. I think the ESPN alert that I got, if my phone will cooperate, is that Ja Morant has a bone bruise in his knee and is doubtful for the remainder of the playoffs.
You absolutely hate to see it.
I hate it here.
But at the end of the day, it happens, man. This is professional sports. People get hurt. Sometimes it's your star. The Grizzlies are still a good team without him, but they're definitely not a beat the Warriors good team. That's for sure. Ja Morant, on the other hand, took to Twitter shortly after his season-ending injury that said Jordan Poole, who they say he got hurt on that play. We don't necessarily know, but that's where it looks like. Broke the code and attacked his knee instead of going for the ball. Jordan Poole said he went for the ball. I don't know, man. You've seen the video, right?
I have.
What do you think? He looked like he grabbed his knee and like tweaked it and like kind of touched his back at the same time. It didn't look like he was going for ball at all, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, everybody in really any sport always loves to slow down the instant replays and like point out little milliseconds to be like, see, he did this here, when in reality they're playing at a much faster clip than that, and sometimes shit just happens.
Yeah.
Like sometimes in the NHL, you're coming over the red line and you just have your head down and you get caught. Sometimes it just happens that way. But what I will say is, if he's trying to talk about dirty play, then he needs to get the fuck out of here, because Gary Payton being out for the rest of the playoffs with a fractured elbow because of what is undoubtedly a dirty play. Like, you can't look at Gary Payton getting shoved in the back like that and make some sort of an excuse. With the shit that happened to Ja, you can be like, no, bro, he was going for the ball and the ball was just by your knee. On top of that, if you run the tape back a little bit, there's a play that happens maybe like max 2 minutes before that play in game time.
Yep.
Where Ja Morant and Klay Thompson clash knees.
Yep.
Like straight up go knee to knee. Now, if we're talking about a bone bruise on your knee, I'm much more inclined to say that that's going to happen from you going knee to knee with somebody than from somebody swiping at a ball and then touching your knee.
Mm-hmm. But that's something people are bringing up as well as it comes to the Ja thing. So he did delete the tweet where he said Jordan Poole broke the code. So even if someone had like showed him other plays that may have hurt his knee or whatever, and he ended up deleting it, so it's gone now. But people are saying that the NBA is getting to a point where these flagrant, dirty, malicious plays are becoming more commonplace. Talk about the Grayson Allen just absolutely chopping the shit, 2-hand 1-2 Alex Caruso, and not shit really happened. Like, these are things that are becoming more commonplace, are becoming more, I mean, I guess commonplace is just the word that I'm using. Like, it sucks. In the 90s, you can say as much as you want about them playing dirtier basketball, the defense being harder, stuff like that. Everyone knows that. Scottie Pippen, absolutely chop blocking, whoever the fuck that was. But I hate to see it, man, because especially players getting away with shit like that. You hate to see it. Ja Morant getting away with it. Grayson Allen getting away with it. anybody. I'm done. I don't want to see it anymore. But the NBA refereeing has been fucking trash for so long. Like, jeez.
Oh, come on, man.
That's how I feel.
Yeah, it's been bad. I'm kind of here for it because it makes it more exciting. Like, if you're watching a game or you're watching specifically a playoff series and you know there's bad blood, you're going to tune into that game and you're going to expect a little bit more out of it. And you're probably going to get a little bit more out of it than you would just like a regular series. That's the reason why the Malice at the Palace was what it was because of all of the bad blood from the previous season rolling into this game.
Oh, yeah.
That didn't just like pop off. It was a powder keg that had been building up for a while. And regardless of what happens to the players, like that aside, it makes for great entertainment and it makes for great TV and people are going to tune in. So for the NBA, like from an eyes on the sport perspective, from a growing the game perspective, from a financial perspective, this shit is great. But I don't know, man. Ja Morant is like a player that is like I'm gonna put a dagger at the end of the game and I'm gonna talk shit about it for the next 5 days. I'm gonna make sure you hear about it.
Oh yeah, same thing as Dad. Same way.
Yeah, with the way he plays and like his attitude and all the shit he did in Minnesota, like after the series ended, he's the type of player where when you play like that and that's how you carry yourself, you're going to have a target on your back. I don't think it was a dirty play, but people are going to be much less inclined to like feel sorry for you when you're kind of an asshole.
I hear that. He's young. You know what I mean? He is young.
And the other thing
hate
that I
to
think
see
is
people
funny
get hurt
is,
no matter what. Yeah.
Yeah, you really hate. I want him to play because he's great.
My computer's gonna die. I'm gonna plug it in.
Much more fun. But the other thing that I think is interesting is that Alvin Iverson came out very recently because him and Ja are like not necessarily tied at the hip, but very close, and there's a lot of comparisons, right? And AI came out, I want to say like maybe 2 months ago, and basically told Ja and said, yo, you need to chill, because Allen Iverson is historically known as one of the most injured players, one of the most banged up players. Like, he played hard, and he paid the price for it. And AI came out and was like, yo, Ja, you got to slow your roll. I've been down this path. It doesn't end well. You need to stop, like, diving for every loose ball. You're in your second year. You want to have a career and, like, do this for the long haul. So I think it's kind of ironic that all of that had been in the news before the playoffs started, and then now this is happening because they were, like, diving for a loose ball. So it's interesting.
Well, if you play hard, you're gonna, you're not falling, you're not trying. So respect to Ja, respect to the Grizzlies for the season. I'm interested in what they got going on in the next couple of years, but that shit's cooked. And we had called it anyway that the Warriors were always gonna go. I was surprised they won even one game. I'm not gonna lie. Like, the Grizz took it more to them than I thought they deserved to have. If that makes sense.
I would agree. I think the Grizzlies are a great team. I think they outplayed their potential this year, but they got valuable playoff experience for the young core that they got. But, that's enough about teams in the playoffs. Let's talk about a team out of the playoffs and a team close to our hearts, the Chicago Bulls.
I hate it here.
I feel that sentiment.
I don't want to see the team change too much, but there's a lot of cap space to be had if Zach LaVine does go somewhere else. And the rumor right now is him going to the Trailblazers, I believe. I would hate to see it, but at the end of the day, there are a couple people that I would like to pick up in the NBA. You know what I mean? So who would you want to see? Dream team. Maybe one or two players to add to the Bulls roster. Who would you want to see?
So, I mean, the big one that comes to mind is going to be AD. And I don't think that's this year. I think that's next year, right? So you got
is AD
coming up. No, I think that the Lakers are just like a terrible fit. And I think that LeBron is like a low-key cancer to very successful players.
I believe that.
But that's we've had that discussion.
Yep.
Big names that are coming up in the 2022. Let's see here.
They're talking about Donovan Mitchell
John
moving around
Wall.
to places. John Wall.
No, I don't
he
think
hurt
John
all year.
No, he was just playing in Houston and the only person on their team that was worth shit. So, I mean, James Harden is up.
No,
but
keep
I
James
don't really
Harden
want
away
a front
from
court
us.
that's James Harden and DeMar DeRozan.
No.
You got Russ coming up in LA.
No.
I don't want him.
No.
Gary Harris in Orlando. I don't really want him. Kyrie. I don't want him. Bradley Beal. I'm kind of out on him. I mean, I don't know, man. I'm not crazy about really a lot here. I like Zach LaVine. I like his fit with this team.
Him and
DeMar
DeRozan
go
are
really well together.
Exactly.
Like, you know how people talk about Heat culture, right? And the culture that they have in Miami. I think we're building a culture in Chicago right now, and I think that culture is, for the most part, around Zach LaVine. He is the young superstar. Zach LaVine's only 27. I mean, James Harden is 32. John Wall's almost 32.
Yeah.
Russ is 33. I mean, the only player that's a free agent that puts up numbers on par with Zach LaVine, or players that you could consider, I think, would be Bradley Beal. I could see that. Gary Harris. Okay. I'm not crazy about a lot of the other free agents that are coming up, unless they're doing some sort of a sign-in trade. I want Zach LaVine coming back because I feel like he fits the culture in Chicago, and I feel like Chicago embraced him and he embraced Chicago. I feel like we're building something where we can compete for a championship.
Yep.
So
I'm hoping that Zach LaVine stays because I'm really liking what we got coming off the bench. I don't think we have a good replacement for him right now, and I don't think there's a good replacement out there in the NBA right now. But the DeRozan, Caruso, once Lonzo comes back, what's his name? Pat Will?
Mm-hmm.
Is that Pat? Yeah. Once he's once he's all healthy and stuff like that, we're going to have a really good team, even minus Zach. But including Zach, that's going to be, in my opinion, championship-worthy team. So if anyone on the Bulls, back of house is listening to this right now, please keep Zach. Please keep Zach. That's what we need.
And I think it gets tough because, I mean, number one, he's an unrestricted free agent.
Yep.
But number two, out of all of the players that are becoming available as free agents, I mean, the top, Kyrie, Bradley, Russ, James, Harden, and John Wall all have player options. So they can sign their player options with their current teams if they would like. Gary Harris is an unrestricted free agent. And let's see. Yeah, it's really like Gary Harris last year made $21 million and Zach LaVine was $19.5 million. And they're both 27. They're both the same draft class. So, like, those are the two comparisons.
Mm-hmm.
I would rather have Zach LaVine than Gary Harris. They're both
Facts.
shooting guards. Like, that's a no-brainer to me. So, just looking at free agency, unless they're doing some sort of a sign-in trade, I want Zach LaVine. Where it gets tricky is when you start talking about supermaxes and all that sort of stuff, because I think he deserves to be paid like a, top 10, top 12 shooting guard in the league.
Yeah.
But I don't know that you can justifiably say he deserves to be paid like a Jimmy Butler or, get that supermax money. I don't know if you can say that.
I feel that. And I think, NBA players are divas, and we all know this anyway. And go get your money, player. You know what I mean? But at a certain point, I think if we're building this team around him, right, he should be able to take a year of a not supermax contract, especially if it's a year that he's making sure that his knee, his back are in workable order for an actual championship run. You know what I mean? Take a slight pay cut or something like that, or don't hit the supermax contract this year, and you're going to love your life so much more than going and getting a bunch of money and just playing yourself until you fuck up your back or knee and you then no longer can even fight for a championship whatsoever. You know what I mean? That's where I'm at with it, but we know these players are divas, so I can't expect them to take a couple million off the table just to actually win a championship with a team that was built around them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, go get your paper, boo-boo. But at the same time, I hope you're getting your paper in Chicago. So with that being said,
let's go.
We on to the 3x3.
Cop a drop. What's up?
The
What's
best
up?
part of the podcast and the shortest part of the podcast. The reason y'all listen, the reason you stick around.
Bop, bop.
We're going to start with cop or drop.
What are we talking about?
And, I'm not going to lie. Sneaker releases over the past few weeks have been a little dry.
Really?
A little dry.
I'm surprised we're coming up on summer, man. Isn't this like sneaker time? Like,
It should be. But, we got the Manier ones, or not the Manier ones. The Manier 2s should be coming out pretty soon. The Union 2s recently dropped. The Hello Kitty Prestos we talked about last week, those dropped.
you heard?
So we're going to get into it. First, we're starting off with a nice Jordan 6. This is the Midnight Navy colorway. Pretty simple. Got some icy soles on there that look pretty nice. Jordan navy tongue. You got the shoelace keeper in a nice navy, and then the Jumpman logo on the front in navy as well. The rest of the shoe is, for the most part, aside from some navy on the sole and on the what's the word I'm looking for? The border of the base of the shoe. That's not the right term, but you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Navy. It's in my opinion, this is a drop, not because I don't like the shoe, but because I'm just not in love with it. It's a Jordan 6. Pretty basic colorway. What you got?
Boring. Drop. This is like the most. I think this is the most boring
That's
shoe
it?
we've had on the. Yeah, that's. I have to leave my review dry as the shoe is, man. This is a boring ass shoe. Even as Jordans go, like, I hate all white Jordans because usually the Jordan like patchwork on the the way that the leather is stitched together and stuff like that. And even on this one, it's cool looking. You know what I mean? The zigzag patterns and stuff like that. I rock with the stippling on the side, give it a little bit of breath, a little bit of breathing room in the shoe. At the end of the day, these are so boring. Like, these are Navy, Academy basketball dunks. These suck. Standard issue Navy Academy dunks. I don't like it.
Yeah.
But
it's a
absolute
nice.
drop.
I like Jordan 6 silhouettes, but it's just a boring shoe.
Period.
There's nothing that really catches your eye. I'm sure it'll look clean with like a pair of jeans or like a pair of khakis or some
just a
shorts.
shoe,
But
like-
it's just a shoe. Doesn't
That's
really do
like-
much for me, so
Yeah.
it's a drop for the pod.
They said 200 for it. Yeah, it's a double drop.
It's a double drop.
That
What are we doing next? We're gonna drop to a Jordan 12 low.
okay.
One of the most well-known Jordan silhouettes, I would say, in my opinion. This is the 72 in 10 Jordan 11 low. The silhouette and the colorway here revisits the 95-96 season where the Bulls went 72 and 10. You've got the patent leather on the outer with a little bit of glitter in there.
I see it.
Regular, original, high quality leather, they'll say, on the tongue and on the upper. And the sole of the shoe almost looks, I don't know if it's glow in the dark, but it looks like it's a glow in the dark color. So that could be pretty cool. These for me, I think these are a drop just because Jordan 11s, they're not comfortable to wear.
Really?
This is a shoe that I like how it looks, but knowing that it's not going to be a very comfortable shoe to walk around in, I got to pass because I like the colorway. I'm not in love with the colorway.
Yep.
What you got?
I've never worn a Jordan 11, so I can't speak to the comfortability on these. I definitely, if the bottom is glow in the dark, that would help it drop. Because,
Oh, come on, man.
they're fucking boring. These are boring shoes, too. Jordan is just not trying this week, and that's fine. You know what I mean? You got to have your boring shoes for your boring people out there. But these are...
I will say,
yeah.
did you see the picture of the inside of the tongue?
I did.
Because that is the one aspect of the
Scroll
shoe
back
that I
down
think is pretty cool. On the inside of the tongue, they have a nice stitched-in portion where it's got the Jumpman logo, and it says, inspired by the most historic season, led by the greatest player ever, which I think is cool, but it would be cooler if it was stitched onto a cooler shoe.
Yeah, a cooler shoe, or in general, like, a place that I could see it at all. Because, like, if I'm just displaying these, which they're a boring shoe, why would I display these? That's the only time you're ever going to see that, you know what I mean, or when you're putting them on. Like, anyone that sees you walking around in these shoes, they're going to be like, oh, dude, wait, does it have the stitching on the inside that says dedicated to the season? But no, come on. Like, boring. These are boring shoes. Drop. Double drop.
That's a double drop for the pod.
Can we make it 3 for 3?
We are hopefully salvaging the copper drop this week with a LeBron 9 low. This is the LeBronold Palmer colorway, which I understand the reasoning behind the name, but I think it's a stupid name for the colorway. It's very difficult to like pronounce. You see LeBronold and you're like, how the fuck do I say that? But
LeBronold.
With that being said, these are a cop for me. I think the colorway is pretty cool. It's a fun shoe. I like the LeBron lows that typically come out. They're a little bit more comfortable. And you can rock them in the summertime because wearing a high top shoe with like shorts always looks a little weird. But I love the palm trees on the side. The colors are fun and go well together. And I'm a big fan of the insoles with a little Arnie Palmy in there on the insoles. I'm a big fan of Arnold Palmer's. It's a go-to drink for me. Maybe a John Daly, throw a little vodka in there. What do you think?
I like these. I would give these a cop. I think that, first of all, you would rock the shit out of these, period. I could definitely see you in these. The Miami GP was just this past weekend for F1. Shout out all my F1 homies out there. These would have been absolutely perfect for a grid walk at the Miami GP. Love the tropical vibes, the neon, but also pastel colorway. These are a cop for me. Name-wise, yeah, that's a bad name, but whatever.
You need to find a better name for these.
Yeah. I mean, you should have just called them
like
the
call
LeBron.
it the half and half or something.
Oh, that'd be decent. I would just say call them the Arnold Palmers, like the LeBron 9 Arnold Palmers. Like I feel like that's what it should have been. But maybe they would have had it run into a licensing or a copyright issue with the name.
Deal or something.
But these are definitely a cop for me. Okay, let's go.
Quick pause on the 3x3. Did you see the interview from the Miami Grand Prix where Paolo Banchero was interviewed and he thought he was Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah, I did. I only saw like a clip of it, but that's so funny. Martin Brundle, the grid walk guy, is blissfully unaware of celebrities, and it's so funny. NFL champion.
Oh, what's your name? Oh, well, I'm so sorry. Some misinformation there.
Yeah, Martin Brundle's amazing. I absolutely protect that man. He should be knighted. You know what I mean?
He needs somebody in his ear that knows American sports,
literally, or like sports in general, because he goes anywhere and does that. He'll be in like England or anywhere in Europe and stuff like that. Some of these Asian races, and there'll be people there that he'll be like, "Are you so and so?" and never is. Like he's always wrong.
He's like, no.
So next, top three.
And
this is a tough one, right?
Yeah, this is going to be a hard one.
So this top
another suggestion from the UKNO think tank, my father.
Songs you used to rock with and now can't stand.
Songs you used to throw on repeat, but you hit and skip every time you hear it now.
So this is a tough one.
I'll start it off.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm going to go with... I don't even know if this is the right name, but the blue song, the blue double D double.
Oh yeah,
I don't even know who it's by.
Eiffel 65 or something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Good song.
I used to play that song on repeat. I can't listen to that song now. I can't. It's the next every single time.
Yeah.
I can't.
That shit's a banger, bro. But all right, but okay. My first one has to be. And I'm not sure if I ever said I would put this song on repeat, but a song that would always come on at like school dances and stuff that we would go crazy to, Cotton Eye Joe by whoever that song's by. I cannot stand that song now. It's so annoying. It's my least favorite song. Okay.
Let's see here. This one is inspired by this past weekend. Me and Madison were driving to golf, and she got into a big 303 mood for some reason. And she started bumping some old 303. And there is some old 303 that I do still fuck with, and I will still play.
Yeah.
But the song that they had with Kesha, My First Kiss, I can't.
Yeah, that song sucks. That song sucks.
I used to play that song all the time because it was hot way back in 2010. But you play that song next, and I'm plugging my ears.
Facts. Okay, that's a good one. My next one, and this has to be an honorable mention for any R. Kelly song, but I'm specifically gonna put "I Believe I Can Fly." But any R. Kelly song now is just I can't really fuck with it. Just knowing stuff that I know now, you know what I mean? Hindsight is 20/20. Okay.
Yeah, it's tough to really get down with any R. Kelly song nowadays. I mean,
I'm not gonna lie. World's Greatest, I'll still bump. I'm not gonna lie, but other ones, no.
Yeah, yeah, that one and in Ignition. I mean, Ignition is just, it's a classic. He's a terrible person.
Facts.
Disavowed repeatedly.
Facts.
But it's a jam.
I agree. Last one.
Okay, last one. And I'm trying to find the name of the song. Fill the ambient air with noise. Dead space.
I can go with my third one if you want first.
You go with your third one.
All right, so my third one, I always have to go with so Younger is kind of a tough one, right? So I'm going to go with Machine Gun Kelly and Wild Boy with Waka Flocka Flame. I hate that song now. I'm not going to lie. And I mean, it wasn't even that long ago that it came out, I guess. But it's really not. I like the Waka Flocka part. You got to suck my Dragon Balls, bitch. Call me Goku. That shit's good. But, nah, man. And honestly, a lot of the old MGK songs are no longer my favorite. But, yeah. What you got? What's that last one?
Okay. Last one is... in this one, it was a banger. It started like the what's the word I'm looking for? The twerking trend, I think.
Okay.
It was, and now it's not coming up. Whatever. Major Lazer. And
no.
It was it Original Dawn?
No, it's like Biggie Bounce. That was the. No, it's a different one. But yeah, I Original Dawn, the hard bass one. Original Dawn, dun, 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 dun. It's pretty annoying.
Yeah, I think that or maybe Flux Pavilion. Must Be the Feeling.
Yeah, I hear that.
Okay. There's a good handful of those dubstep songs that I used to play on repeat and just blow the shit out of the speakers in my parents' car back in the day.
Yep.
That I can't listen to that now. There's still some of them, like some Skrillex I'll get down with. That 112 Planet song, Burst.
Yeah.
It's like burst, swag. Like that's got a bop to it, dude. And I can still get down with that, but some of that Flux Pavilion and even some of the old Knife Party songs, I'm just like, how did I listen to this?
I really feel that stuff didn't
it's like a
age too
50-50
well.
split.
Yeah. Not a lot of it aged super well, especially the less musical dubstep. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And stuff remember Adventure Club remix of Crave You and stuff like that.
Yep.
I feel like those aged really well. That I can still listen to right now. But if we're talking the dirtiest of dirty old Skrillex songs, I'm like, you can.
Yeah, I went to North Coast last summer, and half of the DJs were it was a lot of fun. But there was another set of DJs where it was the dubstep DJs. And it just sounds like you're listening to somebody on a computer, hitting a bunch of random, beat packs.
Wow, 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 wow.
And it's like, hey, you just, listen to this mix. Okay, you just went from, one song in this key to the exact same song in a different key.
Boom. Fire mix. I mean, in general,
Or you just spread up the tempo, dude.
It's always going to hit more live. Yeah.
You just went from 120 BPMs to 140 BPMs. It's the same song, but you just went to increase that tempo.
That's real. All right, bet. That was kind of a tough one, but I still feel it. And now, the part you've all been waiting for.
The new music. Okay. New music.
Let's go, baby. So you went first last time. I get to go first this time. And
Get it.
I'm going to start off with one that I'm only playing a very, very small sample of here. And this is going to be Kendrick Lamar, the new Heart Part 5. It is not only a Kendrick Lamar song that is going to get us demonetized. It is also a Marvin Gaye sample that is going to get us demonetized. So this is a great song. I think the video is much better. So I would even say at this point, I'm going to play a real small clip of the song. Go watch the video. Kendrick Lamar, the Heart Part 5, some of the best special effects I've seen in a video, at least in 2022, but I'd say in a couple years. But here it is. Kendrick Lamar, The Heart Part 5.
Remote location, witness protection, they gon' hold you. The streets got me fucked up. Y'all can miss me. I wanna
Yep, and that's all you get. That's all you get. Go watch the fucking video. It's really good. You will not be disappointed, but we're also going to keep our video up for today on that one. What you got?
Did you see the effects and all the deep fakes he did with the studio from Matt Stone and Trey Parker?
No.
Like the studio that they own and they started.
No.
That's who did all the effects and like the deep fakes and stuff.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
Fun
I didn't know
fact.
that at all. Yeah.
Okay, let's start off with, weather's getting a little bit warmer. You might be going to a lake, and nothing goes better with a lake weekend than some country music. This is a new song from an artist called Nate Smith. Never heard of him before this song, but I think I found it on one of the Apple or Spotify playlists.
Hell yeah.
Great song. Very depressing lyrics, but that's country music. About 70 to 80% of the lyrics are about getting your heart broken or getting your heart broken. So this is a song called Whiskey on You. It's about getting your heart broken, but it's a good song. So listen to it.
Left trying to figure this out. This Jack I've been drinking has been wasted on thinking. Now I got a new reason for throwing them down.
Were you able to hear the call come through my computer?
I thought that was a song. No, I'm just fucking with you. Yeah, I heard that.
Junebug gave me a call. Shout out Junebug, but not the time right now, my guy. Big shout out Whiskey later. I feel like we didn't get I'm going to bring it in one more time just because of the call, and we didn't get the most hype part, so let's see what they on here. Oh, yeah, that's fucking country, man. But I could definitely see that on the lake. That's some lake vibes for sure.
That's a good weekend. Getting a sunburn, crushing a 30, bush lattes.
Crushing a 30. All right, here. Next, I got A$AP Rocky. A lot of people didn't fuck with the vocal sample on this A$AP Rocky song. They thought it was too much. But DMB, the name of the song. Another video you actually should go check out because the fake proposal, it's not real, but I guess he proposed to Rihanna through grills. He was like, marry me. And she was like, I do. And it's cute. They're very cute. They're having a kid together. It's cute. But DMB stands for That's My Bitch. Let's go, A$AP. This is A$AP Rocky. Take on a love song, you know what I mean?
It's a very A$AP Rocky song.
Yeah.
Like very Rocky vibes. And the whole marry me thing fits his vibe.
Yeah, facts.
It'll be interesting to watch that one play out. Like, are we going to get a Jay-Z and Beyonce, or are we going to get a Kanye and Kim?
Facts. I'm really hoping for a Jay-Z and Beyonce, but like better than Jay-Z and Beyonce, you know, because I don't really think that Jay-Z and Beyonce are that great of a couple, but, you know, a couple $1 billion between friends ain't much, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, I mean, it's all right. I have high hopes for A$AP and Rihanna, especially because they tried to ruin A$AP's life. In the weeks after finding out that Rihanna was pregnant, he had a raid on his house.
They came for that man.
Yeah, they had a raid on his house looking for guns related to a murder. Couldn't get him on the RICO, thank God. There were cheating rumors that he cheated on Rihanna. Like, this is all blowing up in the last week since the pregnancy was announced. So stop trying to ruin A$AP's life, man. Just let this man live. Let this man do his thing.
Just let the man live in wealth and riches and fucking a bad bitch.
Let's go. What you got next?
We're going with the R&B and soul artist, Sir.
Yup.
And his new song, Satisfaction. You know, a little bit more chill of a vibe than Nate Smith's Whiskey on You. Maybe a sip the whiskey instead of get hammered to forget about a breakup.
Yep.
An equally dope song. So this is Sir and his new song, Satisfaction.
Love me today, leave me tomorrow. Yeah,
Ooh.
nothing new. Just what
Damn, okay. No, I like that a lot. That's real smooth. I've always liked Sir's beat choices. I don't know if he does any of the production on there, but yeah, that's smooth as fuck.
It hit me. It almost has like some Leon Bridges vibes, but a little bit more down tempo.
Yeah, more down tempo than Leon Bridges. Yeah, it's like if you took that 50s style but brought it to 2022. You know what I mean? I rock with that. So then for my last one here, I actually have to go out of the DJ software into Apple Music because for some reason I couldn't find it on YouTube. So maybe this is something to look at. But new homie of mine who's actually on her way here because we're doing a session tonight to get a new song in progress, which I will definitely make sure that I preview. I'm saying, let's go. This is
Plug your shit.
Gina Marï and her new song, Rot. And I'm just going to play it from the beginning here.
I'm going to need your violence on this one.
All right, I'm going to skip ahead a little bit.
Fuck you, stay. I'm just thankful that you showed me why I need to stay away. Feed me some more of your bullshit. Every fucking
You know, Evanescence vibes. She's very like Amy
Big
Lee.
Evanescence vibes.
Yeah, very Amy Lee, you know, vibe there. So I'm rocking with her. We're going to see what the voice can do on some of my production, but it's going to be good.
Okay, let's see. Last track.
Yo.
My boy Morray. Not Morray Povich.
I thought it was Morray.
Morray? It could be.
Yeah.
I'm very white.
Okay. Morray. Yeah,
So,
Morray.
Morray, to each his own, but regardless of the pronunciation, my boy dropped a track, and it's called Mama's Love.
As
It
you
dropped
would, yeah.
right before Mother's Day,
Aw.
as one should drop a track titled
Yup.
Mama's Love. My one complaint about this song is that the vocals are a little muffled and overpowered by the instrumental. But the
Damn.
instrumental is heat.
Okay.
So it's a really dope song. I'm a big fan. And this is Morray, Mama's Love.
I definitely see what you mean about the lyrics being kind of drowned into the beat there. I mean, I can even see it in the wave file here. It looks like the kicks and the bass is really overpowering as compared to where the vocals at. But I like that. That's cool. Bouncy, very summery. You know what I mean?
It's a fun song.
It's a fun song. We're having fun, didn't you know?
Also, one honorable mention.
Yeah.
I didn't put it on the list because it doesn't warrant being on our 3x3.
Okay.
But you remember Carly Rae Jepsen?
Yes, I did actually see she released a new song. I love that. Yeah.
She released a new song called, what's it called? I think it's called Western Winds.
Let's go. Oh, yes. Honestly.
Yeah, Western Wind by Carly Rae Jepsen.
Carly Rae Jepsen is mad decent at all things.
It's kind of a
music.
fucking banger, dude. Like, it's a very chill song, but it's not Call Me Maybe whatsoever.
Good.
And it's actually, like, from a musical definition, it's a good song.
That's real. Honestly, the Carly Rae Jepsens of the world, the Rebecca Blacks of the world, took their internet ridicule and came back stronger. I'm not going to lie. I rock with...
Did Rebecca Black, though?
Yeah, Rebecca Black has new music. She's more of like an activist vibe now, doing her thing. But Carly Rae Jepsen for sure, still in the music industry, still killing. I definitely am gonna bang this new Carly Rae Jepsen song. So honorable mention.
Western Wind is a dope song. Honorable mention from both parties.
And with that being
we
said,
did it.
Yeah, episode 11. We didn't even say what number it was, but it's number 11. Let's go.
It's in the double digits, so now
yeah.
we just stopped keeping count.
I don't give a
keeping
fuck
track.
anymore. We're just good at this.
We're
now.
professionals. It doesn't even matter.
This is the UKNO podcast. This is Mike Watts.
It's your boy Jay Kraft, and now you know. Come back next week and get educated, bitches.
Yeah.
Hey. We out.